Welcome back. We are now going to talk about the scheduling process and how that will work for the high school. Yesterday was about just the ninth grade community in general. This PowerPoint and presentation might feel a little overwhelming, but I want you to know that it's not hard. It will be very easy for you to schedule, and you have a lot of adults that are willing to help and can help. So first and foremost, we're going to talk a little bit about graduation requirements. So I sometimes will hear from eighth graders their first, month here at the high school. High school doesn't really matter. I failed a class in junior high and I got to go to the next grade and I didn't have to retake it. Or it's just math class. It's not a big deal. Unfortunately, it is a big deal. You are now earning credits. So in the junior high, you don't earn credits for classes. At the high school, you earn credits for every class that you take. They're all on a transcript that an employer or a college would see. And there are classes that if you don't pass them the first time, you will have to retake them. So I let students know very early on, it's just better to pass the class the first time than having to redo it. So that's my little soapbox, but we're going to talk about what actually do you have to do in order to graduate in the state of Ohio. So all students will have 20 credits. That's a minimum. I would say the average Milford student graduates with far more than 20. You will have 4 credits or 4 years of an English course. You will have a half credit of health. We'll talk about health a little later, but that's just one class of health for a semester. You'll be taking 4 at minimum, classes of math. I will talk to my honors geometry, honors algebra 2 kids in a minute. PE is a half credit. That is 2 classes. That can be made up a couple different ways, and I'll go into that too. 3 credits minimum of a science. Many students take 4. And then 3 of social studies, and then 5 electives. Electives are things like marketing, ceramics, drawing and painting, photography, all of the above. So that will kind of be your elective courses. That's also band, kind of all the classes that don't fall in one of the cores. You'll take way more than 5. But again, just pointing this out, you have to take 2 art classes in order to graduate in the state of Ohio. So put that out early. If you're not an art person, just know that is the reality. So this is the sheet that you have in front of you right now. This is the course selection worksheet. And all of these sheets will be housed with your social studies teacher. So you're going to get it from your social studies teacher and you're going to return it to your social studies teacher. You will also be registering for the classes on this sheet with your social studies teacher. So just think social studies, scheduling, they all go together. So this is kind of this is exactly what it looks like. We're going to talk about how to fill it out in a second. So I just want to preface with this before we even talk about scheduling. In the past, you have been able to change your course, change a class. So if you signed up for ceramics and you really don't like it and you want photography, we have given students the opportunity to do that after a week of school. That policy is changing for next year. So I really want you to make sure that what you're putting down, you have thought through and you are taking account future plans when making these selections. So the only time that we will request a schedule change and take it is the first week before school. So this will not be I've been in school for a week and a half and I really don't like technical theater. I want out. You're in it. We won't be making changes at that time. So I'm going to move my face here for a second. I want you to see this box. All schedules for the school year will be final on the first day of school. And we are making that change strictly because we make decisions on teachers and classrooms and sizing based on your requests. And when we start moving too many students around to different courses, it really does overload staff members, and we're just not about that. So please know, when you are scheduling your courses, you really need to think through, I have put in my core classes, I have put in the electives I really want, and these 3 alternatives that I am writing down, I will be willing to take. And I will have all those sheets just so we can cross-reference. Okay. So here's the sheet that I showed you a little bit back. And this is me pretending to fill it out as a freshman. I do want you to know that our honors track is not strictly honors. So if you're really awesome in ELA, but maybe not in the other subjects, you can just do honors English. Talk to your teacher about it. So if I am an 8th grader and I'm registering, you're going to start making X's in the box next to the class that you're registering for. And the end goal you'll see right here is to equal the number 14. Where do you get that 14? By all of the numbers that are attached to the class. So all students will take the ones in yellow. You will take English, math, science, and social studies. Hands, like those aren't optional. So for me, I registered for honors English, algebra 1, CP biology, and that looks like it's in the middle, but we're going to say CP world history. So right then and there, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So I have 8 of my 14 covered. I also took Spanish 1 at the junior high, and I really loved it, so I'm going to stick with Spanish and go for Spanish 2 here at the high school. I know I need a study hall. I would say about 85 to 90% of our students take a study hall freshman year. So I signed up for study hall. I definitely want to get my PE out of the way. And then I'm interested in 2D design. So let's count them together. Oh, try again, Ms. Richter. Try again. There you go. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right on the dot. You will then notice down here, there are choices for 3 alternate classes. You can pick, I could write down here photography with the code, I could put in sculpture with the code, or I could put in health with a code. I want to be really clear, if this is not filled out, I will choose the class for you. And I don't want to have to do that. You know yourself better than I do, and so you really want to make sure that those elective alternatives are written down. If it's blank, it's my job. Okay, I kind of hit this one on the head, but I will pick them. I really want you to pick them. Thank you. Cheers. Let's do it. Okay, so health. We have a couple options for health. We have health in the building, which is a class with Mrs. McKinney, or we have online health. If you are signing up for the in-person at the building class with Mrs. McKinney, that does count for one of your semesters that you're counting. If you are signing up for online health, it does not count towards the 14 total, because that is a class that you will take online on your own time at your own pace for a semester. We are offering some courses over the summer, so if that's an option, keep a lookout for summer school. If you have math questions, you're going to get a copy of this. You would click on the flow chart. But just to be kind of help you understand, if you're in Math 8, you're going to be an Algebra 1 student. If you are a Algebra 1 student, you're going to be an Honors Geometry student. And if you are an Honors Geometry student, you will be a Honors Algebra 2 student. So that's kind of where you're going to fall within that spectrum. Okay, course selection. There's a guide. It is attached right here, but it will also be online if you want to look there. Why should you read it? It has all the policy, programs, procedures, all the graduation requirements. If you are interested in an honors diploma, it will talk about it there. There's also extra planning worksheets if you lose the yellow one in front of you, which I know you're not going to do. And then it'll tell you course descriptions. So if you're like, well, I think I'm interested in marketing, but I don't know what they do in marketing, let's read the course description. It will help you. You also want to make sure you're looking out for prerequisites, which just means I can't sign up for English 10 if I haven't taken English 9. That would be a prereq. So keep that in mind. So here are some important dates. I know most of them we talked about yesterday, but there is a presentation at the high school just to kind of go over this. Your yellow sheet in front of you that you are going to write your name on right now is due back to your social studies teacher on the 16th. And then on the 21st, Mr. Yeager and I will be available in the media center for any questions that come up. And if they are scheduling questions and we need to kind of move some stuff around on your worksheet, that's possible. But those are probably the three most important at this point. So the main things I'm asking are name on your yellow worksheet. Get a pen, get a pencil, do it now. Not losing our yellow worksheet. And then social studies teacher is the core of all scheduling. So we have questions, we lose our paper, we're not sure, ask your social studies teacher, try and say that 3 times. And they can send me an email and we'll get the answer for you. But social studies is scheduling. Got it? Okay. And last but not least, again, if you want to jot down my email or phone number, I am happy to talk or type back and forth if you have questions or your parents do or the adults at home. There is one more video, but you're not going to have to watch it for at least 2 weeks. And that will be the video that you watch before you actually go in on your Chromebook and register for your classes officially. So thank you very much. I hope I didn't overwhelm you. I am really excited for you to come to the high school. And this is just the first step. So you'll do this. And then in the spring, I get to see you again for a tour. So have a good rest of your day, guys. And just take a breath. It's really not as hard as it might seem. Thanks, guys.